good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. You know, this weekend we went to a little kind of charity car show event, and at this event, it was kind of sponsored by Ford, I guess. So the deal was you go and you sign up. You can test drive any of the Fords that they brought for this charity event. And they had the Expedition, the F-150, the King Ranch, the Edge, and two Ford Rangers, as well as a couple Mustangs. So I've driven all of the other vehicles before, but of course I've never driven a Ford Ranger. So I thought, man, this is going to be a perfect opportunity to test out the Ford Ranger, see what it's like. So I did. I drove, it was the brand new, whatever they call the trim level, FX 4x4 or whatever it is. It was blue. And I got to tell you, I'll tell you right now, the only thing I liked about it was the color. I love blue anyway, and it's tough to screw up blue unless you go with like a baby blue or something, but the color was awesome. The looks of the truck otherwise, not too horrible. The interior was okay. I wouldn't say it was great. It certainly wasn't top of the line. I was surprised. I thought it would be more flashy. I thought there would be more bling on the inside. One thing that I noticed, unless I just couldn't find it, it didn't have a digital readout on the speedometer. It was the old needle kind, you know? And I hit a few buttons and tried to see if I could find a digital, number readout on the speedometer, and I couldn't. Now, maybe it's there and I just couldn't find it. I don't know. So you guys will have to correct me if I'm wrong there, but I don't like that. I like being able to see the digital readout or the speed readout. I don't know, I just like it. But getting on to the nuts and bolts of it, the Ranger is only available in a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. Now, the guy that I was riding with, and he did a great job, he actually works for Ford, which was cool. So I had somebody in there that was more knowledgeable on the product, because they had other folks that, you could just ride along with, which was okay. But he did stress that, that 4-cylinder turbocharged motor. And I gotta say, it's a dog. I'm sitting here in the Tacoma right now, and it's just a V6, the normal V6. It's not turbocharged. And it kicks its arse. I gotta tell you, I floored the Ford just to see how it would feel. And it had to catch up with me. I'm waiting, I hit it, and it had to catch up with me. I don't like that. Now, I'm not saying that the Tacoma is a rocket. You floor it, it just goes. But my God, it was a huge difference. I was very, very underwhelmed. Another thing that I did not like about it, but you might be able to tell, I didn't like it. Stop-start technology. This is something that Ford is really pushing. They push it in their commercials. The sales guy pushed it, and it has this great feature. It has stop-start. And I'm like, who the hell likes stop-start? Does anybody like stop-start? I hate that technology. I hate it. It has stop-start. Now, he did tell me, again, because he was a knowledgeable guy, and this is good, I appreciate this. He told me you can deactivate it. You can turn it off, which is good. I want it off. I don't ever want it on. There's a button down there in the Ford that you can push, and stop-start goes away. That's great. So I asked him, I said, well, does that permanently disable it, or does it reset every time I start the truck? Of course, every time you start the truck, you got to get in. If you don't want the stop-start on, you got to push the button, if you can remember. I wouldn't remember. I wouldn't remember until I'm sitting at the stoplight and the damn thing turns off and I realize, I got to screw around and hit that stupid button. I hate stop-start technology. I know it's supposed to save on gas. I really wonder if that's the case. I think it's more of a way to appease the government and that they're doing something to get better gas mileage. I don't know, because of regulations and stuff. Hated it, didn't like that. How did it feel? Well, other than being gutless, I mean, it wasn't horrible. The seats were certainly no better, in my opinion, than what is in the Tacoma. They weren't more plush. They weren't more comfortable. They weren't anything. It also had a manual, and here you go for the power seat guys. It did have power seats back and forth, but it had manual reclining and forward. So, and I couldn't find it. The guy had to show me, because they kind of have it designed into the side trim piece. It doesn't look like you can do anything with it. Now, I realize if you bought the truck and you had it, hopefully the salesman would show you that, so that you knew how to operate it. But it's not intuitive. You look down there and all you see is this trim piece. Well, that trim piece actually moves because it's a lever and allows you to move that seat, the angle of it, forward and backward. I don't know why it's not electronic like the rest of the seat, but it wasn't. The gauge clustering, like I already mentioned, did not have the digital readout on it. There's a little more junk in it than what's in the Tacoma, but that's exactly what it is junk, in my opinion. There was nothing useful in there for me. The radio screen was not as crisp and clear. Not that it was horrible, wasn't horrible, but it's not as crisp and clear as what is in the Tacoma. The Tacoma is by far advanced as far as that goes, as far as I'm concerned. The look on the inside, the materials and all that kind of stuff, still Ford. You know, it was very industrial looking to me. Lots of plastic, which, you know, every vehicle has, but it's what you make it look like, I guess. Lots of plastic. It didn't look real modern and up to date to me. I think they could have done a better job. I mean, it is the brand new model, right? It should be pretty modern looking inside. The materials and things should at least look a little more plush. And I know it's a truck. And if you're looking for just a small work truck, then man, maybe that's for you. I don't know. But it just wasn't there as far as I'm concerned, especially with a brand new model who's trying to jump into a very competitive market and put a dent into the Tacoma. There's no way that's going to happen. I'll give them one positive, other than the color, which of course you can get a much better blue on the Tacoma, you know. They did have one positive, and that was, and I noticed this right away, the way the door shuts. It's a very trivial thing, but I noticed it. The door shuts like a sports car. When you shut that door, there's this little kind of sports car thud. You know, some doors, when you shut them, they rattle around. You don't know what's inside. Feels like a piggy bank full of coins in there or something, you know. But the Ranger, when it shuts, you just get that crisp little thud. It was really cool. I really did like that. So I guess if in a small or mid-size, there really isn't a small truck these days, you're looking for a good door sound, a good door feel, the Ford Ranger is definitely for you. My takeaway on it, I don't know what Ford's thinking. I don't know how the Ranger is going to compete with the Tacoma, especially after the Tacoma comes out with its next refresh or upgrade. The Tacoma is already ahead of the Ford Ranger. So I don't know what they're doing. It was kind of a half-baked, I think, attempt just to get back into the market. They had to throw something out there, and they did, and people will buy it. But there's no way that truck competes with the Toyota Tacoma. There's just no way. The Tacoma is superior in every way, in my opinion, except for door sound. Otherwise, no way would I ever buy one. And to be honest with you, before I decided which way I was going to go with another vehicle for the channel, which ended up being the Tundra, I thought about checking out the Ford Ranger, seriously, to kind of do a comparison to the Tacoma. But the Ranger is, there is no comparison. That would have been one quick video, and that would have been it, because it is so lacking. I don't know. I think they took a swing and they missed. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. If you've driven the Ranger, or maybe you have a Ranger, let me know. Am I nuts? Of course, you'll have to compare it to the Tacoma. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Click that subscribe button if you haven't before. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day. Bye.